Welcome back, people. It is episode 4, season 5 of the Taxi Squad podcast. We got a road show today, so we thank you for your patience with any technical difficulties we may have. Before you do anything, please follow us on any platform you get your podcasts, including YouTube. I would like to point out to all of you that YouTube does have some exclusive content that you can only find there. So be sure to check us out there if you haven't yet, and you can see these beautiful fotches. We got a fair amount to get into today. We got people in politics looking at this. We got a college football review. We're a little sad about it, but we're also going to talk about the joy of Ohio State fans. Then we have some NBA talk that Mike will go into grave detail about, our NFL playoff picks, and our NFL week in review. It's the Taxi Squad podcast.
Come on, everybody, celebrate. The Taxi Squad is here today. So lose the blues, kick back and relax for now. They talk about sports and stupid stuff. They're probably wrong and it might get rough. So welcome back. It's the Taxi Squad. Yeah.
Vinny, how are you, bud?
I'm not. I cease to exist. I am just a man.
He's just a boy with his team that he loves an awful lot.
Bad time. Bad time.
Why?
I'm out here losing national championships. I'm out here getting bullied online. But I'm cool with it, you know? It's all right.
We collectively were getting bullied online, Vinny.
Yeah, fuck it. Honestly, you got bullied more than I did.
Yeah, they were fucking lighting me up. They were calling me Orange Man and stuff. Like, I'm not that orange.
Yeah, we had our first run in with semi-watched clip this week. If you guys don't follow us on socials, and good 20,000 views on TikTok, give or take, and all of them are Ohio State fans. And we took Notre Dame last week, as we shouldn't have. God damn it, they were right, but god damn it, they're not nice.
Well, it was close. It was a close game.
It was closer.
You can't deny the fact that it was close. It was closer than the score appeared it to be.
That's
so all
nice
these Ohio State fans, I mean, they're out here talking all this shit like they're gonna lose for 2 touchdowns. It was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give them credit where they deserve. They did win. The people that said they're going to win by 2 touchdowns, they were right about, almost correct. The people that said they're going to win by 4, you're wrong, bitch. But you know what? It's fine. You know, it's the way the cookie crumbles. You deserve to feel the way you feel. I would just like to say that Ohio State's moved up my power rankings of most hated teams to number 2. They're my second most hated team now.
Who's your most hated team of all time?
You can guess it, buddy. You already know.
The Chicago Cubs? Yeah, I know.
No,
or
the
Packers.
Me? They're not
the
even.
Packers.
They're not even top 5. The Cubs.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I hate the Cleveland Guardians more than I don't like the Cubs. The Cubs we only see twice a year, and they don't whatever. They're not even in our division.
Yeah,
the Packers,
they don't affect the outcome of our division. Yeah,
fuck the Packers. I've always hated the Packers.
Fuck the Packers. Always.
Except for when you start
about to take the North. I never liked them for any reason at all.
People that have been here for a while, Packers Mike. Dude. Come on, you know.
Dude, Packers Mike was just a phase that I liked Aaron Rodgers being on the Pat McAfee show.
You were smoking that
Rodgers.
No,
I was not smoking on the Rodgers.
Dude.
All right, in my defense, I was like, this guy's pretty cool. Now that we've come to learn, he's still a douche. Or maybe I was just trying to, be like, oh, they have a cool quarterback. It would be cool if we did. And now we got a zesty little boy.
We all fall in love with the girl that isn't good for us. That was Aaron Rodgers for you.
I didn't know
what it is.
Oh, dude, it's not like I was like, oh man, I'm really hoping he beats us this week.
You just wish he took his shirt off more. That's all you want.
No, it was like that scene in Tommy Boy. It's just like, this is the guy trying to take down your dad's business, and you're just like, yeah, seems like a nice guy.
He seems like a good guy.
Seems like a nice guy.
He was ruining our lives, and you're like, you know what? This ayahuasca thing. He might be onto something.
Hey, that's what the Bears make. They make a football team for their fans because they kind of care about us and like to disappoint us greatly. So
yeah,
there you go.
similar to how you gaze at Aaron Rodgers, we have a strange and unusual this week about guys gazing.
Segue.
Lead was already given in the intro, but we have a couple presidential peepers, if I do say so myself, Mike.
Yeah. I mean, hey, Mark Zuckerberg proved he's not a robot.
Exhibit number 1, Mark Zuckerberg. This is Lauren Sanchez. This is the fiance of Amazon CEO and owner Jeff Bezos. Mark Zuckerberg said, "Awooga" to his fiance.
I can't stop this feeling.
These guys must have forgot that they were on national television because Zuckerberg clear caught.
Oh. Well, okay.
What is he looking at there, Mike?
I'm not saying he's not looking, but why do you need that much tits in an inauguration? You know what I'm saying?
I agree, but I don't like to blame the victim.
I'm not blaming the victim. I'm just asking a question, a hypothetical. Why does there need to be so much boobs the first lady's not even out here rocking this much tit. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like
she already did in her heyday.
She got an augmentation, and she wanted to show it off on national TV.
And you know what? Zuckerberg said, good for you. Interested to know how his wife feels about it. Exhibit B. RFK. You can see clearly in this picture here. RFK also sneaking a peek. You can't see her in the front, but you can see him looking down. That is not eye contact, brother. Well, a certain type of eye contact.
You think RFK sounded like nice tits?
No, that was honestly nice. He'd be like, yeah, this is some really good. You got really good boobs on you. You really do. That's my favorite part about you. That is.
Please never get vaccinated.
You're giving him. Yeah, I was gonna say you're giving him more credit for him just literally talking like this all the time.
Well, that the reason that happens is because it was due to a vaccine. Do you know that?
Oh, I thought it was red dye 40 or whatever the fuck.
No, it was due to I forgot. I think it was like some vaccine he had as a kid that fucked him up.
That's an easy blame. It's probably,
I don't know.
It's probably the country that cannibalized his brother or whatever. Didn't that happen?
No, I think that's the
his cousin or something.
You talking about the guy who went to that flesh-eating island and then never came back?
Oh, that was a Rockefeller, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Rockefeller. He was like the youngest Rockefeller, decided to go live his truth on some random island.
He's like, you know what?
Before you know it, dead.
These people eat people that come to this island, and they know that, and I'm going to go and try to spread Christianity. And then he's like, oh, they didn't kill me the first time. I'm going to go back a second time. And then he got eaten because they eat people there.
Allegedly got eaten because they never found his body.
Yeah, because it's in people's stomachs.
But then there's other people who claim he became a part of the tribe.
I don't think so. They looked a little bit different than a Rockefeller there.
Yeah, that's true. Either way, I mean, hey, give RFK a little leniency. You know, his whole family has been murdered by the CIA. Allegedly.
That is true.
Allegedly.
That is true.
Allegedly.
It's like the fake FBI tweet that's like, just because we murdered MLK doesn't mean we can't celebrate him. It's like, guys, come on.
That's not good. That's not
good at all.
That's not good.
But yeah, remember, guys, inaugurations, national TV. If you guys are at one, if we're at one at some point, you're on national TV. Be on your best behavior. Don't be a peeping politician.
Vince and I are going to run for a joint presidency.
No every fucking way.
Oh, we're going to be your sports podcast president.
I would prefer to never be in politics. That is my plan.
Yeah, I think it'd be horrible.
Horrible.
That's like, hey, it's like, what do they say? 100 lawyers is at the bottom of the ocean.
I've never heard that one.
Good start. So no offense to our lawyer crowd. You guys have a job and you probably do it well.
Mike, I have a question for you.
Yeah, Vince.
How is Vegas?
Las Vegas, I'm burnt out on.
Yep.
To say the least, if you are curious to know where Chicago Mike is, or in this case, Desert Mike is, I'm in Las Vegas. I have been here since last Friday.
Nice.
I am burnt out. Took the young man out for his 21st. Pretended like I was 21 myself.
Yeah.
Not.
Got a FaceTime and I was like, this guy's torqued up. This guy's good.
Yeah, I was. I had a good time. needless to say. Every morning I was reminded about how, I can't do it like I used to. But I had a wonderful time. Happy birthday to the young man, Rydog.
Yes, sir.
He's 21 now, and I would say, had a very successful 21st. We did it all. We packed it all in. And then, I just spent a Monday with the fam, hanging out with the nephew, watching some football, did a little cooking, and then I got to a work conference and been kicking it and watching Death by PowerPoints ever since. So it is a nice reprieve to be talking shit and sports with my buddy. I will say that much.
That's good to hear. I am not excited about this. I did not look forward to this week. I know we do it every week. I'm not always the most excited because today I'm here to eat crow.
Oh, Vince. Yeah. I mean, hey, not many people could say their team was in the Natty.
Yeah, 100%.
Has done the big things, right? So you could say your team got there. And let's face it.
If we zoom back to Northern Illinois, I'm pretty sure I said we're never going to be able to do anything. Brian Kelly left the curse here. Everything is bad. We're never going to win anything. And then we went on and won every single game until the national championship. So better than I thought it was going to be.
This is a fair statement. I mean, you're not incorrect in what you said there. They did defy the odds. They did basically go entirely undefeated for the rest of the year, minus the national championship game, where, it just really looked like after fake Josh Allen finished that first drive, he was gassed.
It was just all they could do was run. It was, and not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to do the they were the better team, claps for them. Ohio State won the coin toss. Notre Dame goes and scores, and then punt. If you're down 21-7 against Ohio State at the end of the second quarter and they get the ball back, you're basically cooked. This is the most talented team in college football, talent-wise. I'm not saying structure or anything like that, just talent by itself. And two, the most expensive team, the most paid-for team in college football. I was
literally about to bring up the fact that we can give them their roses all they want, but they had the payroll of the shittiest NFL team.
If you can, you should, right?
Oh, I get you.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm with it. Paying for them, yeah, go ahead and get them.
I'm with it, but to your point, though, I mean, if you're playing NFL ready guys, they should probably win by a little bit more. Maybe just a scotch.
All right, yeah. Which I agree.
And this is a smidge of a troll to all the new listeners from the internet.
Yeah, I don't even think any of those people are coming to listen to us.
I think a handful of them are, and I'd like to tell them that, maybe you want to hate listen, maybe you want to get on and just be like, these fucking clowns talking about. Not saying that's my team, because it isn't. If you listen to this podcast enough, Mike isn't necessarily a Notre Dame
you're
fan.
Actually, for all intents and purposes, probably should have went with Ohio State based on your
I could have did that. But what is the fun in that? You got to roll with your friend when his team gets into a national championship.
Much appreciated.
So that's what you do. Now, will I say I thought they had a chance? I did. I thought they had a legitimate chance of winning that game.
Yep.
And I think we all maybe did. But at the end of the day, they came up short. And when you look at this, a 34-23, I mean, okay,
Mitch
11 points.
Doink, dude. I will be doinked for the rest of my fucking life. That would have been a one-score game, and to watch a doink happen, it happened, and I was just like, the worst thing ever. Okay. I had no hope after it was 21-7 going into the third quarter. I was like, it's over already. I think I sent you a guy in a casket. I think I did. I was like, it's dead.
Well, I kept saying it's not over.
It felt like it. And then it was like, oh, wait, it's not over. They put up 10 on the board. I'm like, oh, shit. Uh-oh. Or they put up 8, rather. I'm like, uh-oh, this is actually a game again. They gave me hope again, and then they hurt my feelings again. So it was almost worse. Giving me hope at all was bad. That was bad.
If you're a Bears fan, how much more pain can you take?
Not a lot.
I mean, it's like that line in Sopranos with Paulie Walnuts. It's like, between this and Big Puss, how much more betrayal can I take?
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. How much more betrayal can you take
It
from your
hurts.
kickers? And you feel bad for the kid because, I mean, he was literally like, it was a 30-yard shot, chip shot.
He was
And
bad for a lot of the year, and then he got to the playoffs, and he was just fucking nails. He's been nails every game, making that Penn State kick to bring us to the Natty. And to do that on that stage, you're like, I did feel bad for him because, again, he's a kid for all intents and purposes. Like, they're young, obviously. Like, they're a hell of a lot younger than us. But, like, goddamn, dude. To get me to a point where I was like, I believe that they can do this now, that's the worst. What a letdown. And, like, dude, again, I hate Ohio State. Personally, again, guys, yes, I'm going to talk shit about Ohio State. I hate them. I don't like them. They piss me off. Every time they beat me, it hurts me to my core. So, yeah, fuck Ohio State. Always, dude.
Okay. So, I'm not going to say I hate Ohio State.
You shouldn't. I should. I don't fucking like them.
Hate's a strong word. I am more so not a fan of Ohio State fans.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And the reason because it takes how many people to spell a 4-letter word, which just fucking bothers me. All right. On numerous levels, like numerous levels that bothers me. Also, the fact that you've been wanting to run a coach out of town for the past like 5 years because he can't beat one fucking team. But if you really look at the
beat
body
Michigan
of work,
this year, though, right?
No, they didn't.
Oh, no.
And with that, they haven't actually in Ryan Day's tenure. But you make it to the playoffs every year, and you've come so close in the past 3 years of getting to a natty, and now you finally get there. So if I have to hear any of you next year talk about how Ryan Day isn't him, literally, fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And, like, I hope you all know
OHFU, dude.
OHFU, bruh, because you are truly one of the most annoying fan bases in the nation, regardless of the sport. Baseball, football, professional football, soccer even. We could throw you into any grouping nationwide, and you are truly, on the whole, maybe the most annoying. Second most annoying, okay, no offense, because I love you. Notre Dame fans are a little fucking annoying.
I get it.
You got this, and some of you aren't even Catholic, which just bothers me. And
Why?
I'm not saying that you have to be.
You don't have
I'm
to
not
be.
saying that you gotta have to be. No.
We're not the Notre Dame Catholics, Mike.
You might as well be. You're named after
Irish,
Our
dude.
Lady, for Christ's sake.
You might as well be a fucking SoCal surfer boy, babe, but you're not. You're
wish I
Trojan.
was.
You're a Trojan, buddy. Okay? You're a fucking Trojan horse, motherfucker. You're going to battle. You're going to battle. And we're just fucking dancing leprechauns, bitch. All right? Listen to me.
This is true. And I'm not saying I'm much better because, I mean, listen, I pledge allegiance to Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
Now Rob Ryan's coming to town with his epic flow.
Saw that. What a beast.
Isn't that great? I
love
it.
I love it for you.
I like it. I like it. It's a good signing. It's like a personality signing.
It is. It's a personality
It's going to change the culture of that defense a little bit, make them a little bit meaner. Now, if we could figure out how, not to call shit play calls on crucial third downs, that would be lovely. But Lincoln has some thinking to do. But all in all, I mean, you guys are a close second, third on the list as Notre Dame fans.
Yeah,
I would
there's
say
a couple SEC teams.
3 Alabama fans.
Yeah, but they're allowed. They're kind of allowed to talk shit. They're
allowed.
There's teams where you're like, you're going to be annoying because you're fucking Alabama and you won a bunch. Ohio State, you're like, all right, you won. You won straight up, 100%. You won. Better team, all that shit. They dominated on both sides of the ball. That second quarter put me away. I don't like you. I don't like you, dude.
To the guys that made fun of us on the internet, fuck you.
That's not even, I said this last week too. I was like, I want to see Ohio State lose because I don't like Ohio State or Ohio State fans. They just annoy me. And I'm friends with them too. I have plenty of friends that are Ohio State fans. They're good people until football starts. And then I'm like, you're the fucking worst, dude. I don't like you.
Well, For me, it's all of these fans in our comments, which we got lit up. The Nine Chins podcast, to the guy who came out with that one. That was funny.
That's
I will say that was pretty
that's
funny.
social media, bud. Like if you're not getting hated on, you're not doing your job correctly.
We'll take all the hate. We'll take all the clout. So thank you for commenting.
Give
and thanks for boosting, the
appreciate
outgo.
the engagement, buddy.
Appreciate the engagement. Some of it was actually positive. Some of it was actually like, hey, we're hoping forward to go Irish. Okay, cool.
You know what I like? I like the okay, I see ya. I don't agree with ya. Ohio State's going to win by 10, and then they win by 11, and they're like, good game. And I'm like, yeah, man.
That's a good game.
Cordial. Why can't we be nice?
It's these jackaloons who are out here saying they're going to lose by 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like, dude, no world is that plausible.
Yeah, they got like the Michelin man as their profile picture. But it is what it is. I will take engagement all day, babe. Fuck Ohio State. Respectfully, you guys are the fucking worst. Come back. Comment again, buddy. It's fine.
Do it again, and just know you still can't beat Michigan.
We got 20 mil in NIL this year too, so I'll take it 100%. Thank you.
Well, we'll see if that greaseball quarterback can make something for you guys next year.
Steve Angeli, dude.
Steve, how you doing? All right, Vince, talk about basketball.
It's basketball time, bud. A man by the name of Patrick Williams. Does that ring a bell, Mike?
Didn't he play on the Bulls?
He does. He was.
Oh, he currently plays on the Bulls. Okay, that's
he was
exciting.
the first top 5 pick the Bulls have had since Derrick Rose. Does that ring a bell? That guy? You remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, city changer, playoff guy, retired number, all of that. Really good at basketball. Patrick Williams fucking blows. He's not good at all. And at the beginning of the year, he said, I feel like I played to the level where I can demand a max contract, to where everybody said, that's laughable and insane, because he hasn't been good. He hasn't been good so much to the point that he's now on the trade block, and the Bulls are actively trying to get rid of him because his contract's going to expire. Might as well get something for him. Because this year's pick, Matas Buzelis, has been getting more minutes, has been active on both sides of the ball, and hometown kid, not from Chicago, but from the suburbs.
He's from Hinsdale. Actually. Yeah. Fun fact.
And he's entering the dunk contest this year.
I love that.
White men can jump.
Well, yeah. Or
he's 6',
big Eastern
7,
Europeans.
6'8", yeah.
Yeah, big Eastern Europeans in theory can jump. I just miss the days of the NBA All-Star game of like the dunk contest actually being All-Stars, like Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Kobe competed in one. MJ competed in a couple.
I did my LeBron take on this, right?
What's that?
He ruined the dunk contest.
Yeah, he did it that one year and he said, no,
he never did it.
I thought he did it that one year as a rookie.
No. And he's like, I am not going to do that because I'm going to take care of myself and I don't want to worry about that. And then other people are like, maybe I should take care of myself and not worry about that. And they're like, oh, maybe we can get this G leaguer to go dunk instead. It fucking ruined it.
Well, and then that's how Zach LaVine got all his clout.
Well, he was also very cool at dunking. Also, Zach LaVine's playing off his ass right now. He's so good.
He's still a terrible human.
That's not true either. Why is he a terrible human?
Because he's just not a good teammate, and it shows.
He might be a good person and an annoying basketball player to follow. That's possible.
Usually, if you're not a good teammate and you make millions of dollars a year, that one could surmise you're a shitty person.
One could. I'm not gonna. I'm sure he's fine as like a person, but I wouldn't want to play with him. That being said, regardless though, Patrick Williams on the trade block. Possible conversations about the Pelicans getting him for some, pennies on the dollar, maybe sending us back a little Brandon Ingram action. So I'll take it.
Brandon Ingram wouldn't be bad, but Brandon Ingram 5 years ago would have been better.
I don't know. He's still like 26, 27. Like you can throw him in there. He'll score. I mean, again, we're not like the Bulls are trying to go into contender status again, like they do every year. So like, whatever, just fucking do something to make
the
it
spring starts to spring And before you know it, the Bulls are playoff bound.
No, they're
and it's like, just shut up.
They're play-in bound. They're not playoff bound. I'm not shaving this beard again, bud. Speaking of possible trades, the Suns made a trade, Mike. The Phoenix Suns.
Who they trade?
They traded 3 of their future first rounders, or they traded their first rounder this year for 3 futures. In a move that I can only surmise was for a bigger trade after. So they got 3 future first rounders, which they could ammo stack and send a trade to the Miami Heat for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is in talks now to go to the Suns because Jimmy Butler didn't get on the plane to return to Miami the other day, to which the Heat are actually talking about giving him another 2-game suspension. It's chippy down there. They want to get rid of him. Devin Booker.
What a fall from grace.
Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Jimmy Butler.
That sounds like an absolute mutiny from the beginning.
What could go wrong, dude?
I moved to Arizona and I really can't get into the sports culture.
No,
don't think it's not 2005 or 2008 where LeBron goes and makes the dream team or whatever it was, the big 3.
Yeah, it's
and
2010 to the Heat. Yeah.
Yeah, 2010 to the Heat. It's not that year. You can't do this anymore. You go look at the archetype of an OKC. That is what people are doing now. You go look at a team like, let's just
Celtics,
say,
or the Rockets, or the Grizzlies, or like any of
the
these
Rockets were
teams.
terrible for like a decade.
Agreed. The Cavaliers, the Knicks.
Yeah. Well, the Knicks traded for Cat. That was a huge piece.
They traded for Cat. They traded for Miles Bridges because they built a team around Jalen Brunson, who they signed. Like, it wasn't like they're not getting like perennial all-stars like this. If you had to guess what the Suns' record is this year, what would it be without looking it up?
How many games have they played so far this season?
They played 42.
42 so far this season? I'm going to say the Suns are 15 and...
You think they have a losing record?
Oh, they're winning?
Well.
Okay, 25 and 15. 40 games.
So they don't have a losing record, but they don't have a winning record. 21-21. Okay. 500 right now.
Oh, so they've played 42 games.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said 40 games. My bad.
No, 42. 21 and 21 with all of those fucking guys. I don't know how Jimmy Butler makes it better there. I don't. And I don't know if they're going to get him.
He does either.
I don't see it. I'm still Jimmy to San Antonio. I still believe that. But, like, I can't see it being a positive thing. And, again, like, they're going to try to make a run, and it's like the guy comes in Arizona, and he's like, I'm going to demand respect, and I'm going to get all these guys. And then you're like, all right, well, do that until they can't play together, and then they're fucked. Like, what are you doing?
In my eyes, if they would have gone after Jimmy last year before they brought Beal in, or 2 years ago before they brought Bradley Beal in, then I get it. But you can only have so many guys who score.
Someone's got to go to the bench. Who are you going to put? Who's going to be on the bench?
Right.
Like,
it's not going to be Jimmy because he'll start pissing and moaning.
Hell no.
Ideally, so who did they trade for 3 futures?
No, they just traded their next year first round for 3 future first rounds.
Who agreed to that trade?
Anybody. Why wouldn't you take 3 for 1?
Oh, okay. Okay.
The Suns were like, hey, we'll give you ours this year. And then the ones later are like they're swapping the worst. So like if the Suns are like really bad randomly, then they could be like, oh well, actually yours is the worst, so we'll take that.
Hey, you said this, so swap them up.
100%. And they get Jimmy, and then maybe they turn it around. Maybe they make the playoffs as an 8 seed, and then you're playing OKC in the first round. Like, good fucking luck, buddy. Have a good time there. I don't see how that works out at all.
I've just been saying it all year. I do really feel as if this is OKC's year. They're too good, and now they got defense and Caruso, who's just a dog.
19-2 at home.
I mean, come on.
19-2 at home. What are you gonna do?
19-2 at home.
But the only team that's better than them this year is the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we'll see. The NBA playoffs are a whole different battle.
And I love the playoffs, and I'm excited for them.
Yep. And they're going to come after March Madness, and that's that on that. That's how it'll be.
March Madness is always a good time on this podcast. When we first started it, I was not a March Madness guy, but I have become a March Madness
storylines. DePaul is now 10-11, so undefeated streak over. Now they have a losing streak, and they're last in the Big East. So fun while it lasted.
Hey, Vince, you went to a game and they played somebody and they won, right?
They did. They played Loyola Marymount in Maryland, and they beat them. Yeah. And then they played UConn, and UConn just fucking shit on them. So that's how that goes. One of these days, my actual real alma mater is going to make me happy. But for now, I'll just root for Notre Dame.
And the White Sox, which we all love so much.
Dude, the White Sox, the Bulls, the fucking Blackhawks, everybody's bad. It's just the nature of bad. So I'm fine. I'm used to sadness. That's how it is.
Speaking of baseball, I took a peek this year for just morbid curiosity at what the White Sox Fest schedule looks like.
Okay.
Literally, it's like Mark Burley.
Yeah.
Freddie Garcia.
Okay.
Jose Contreras.
Oh, it's the they're 20-year in it so hard right now.
They're 20-year in it so hard. And then I think Konerko's coming into town for it too.
Sure.
Like, guys, when we were kids, this would have been really exciting.
Yeah. And 2005 was 20 years ago.
Right. And then it's just like a bunch of minor leaguers that they traded for last year that no one really knows about.
I know.
So it's like, come meet our youths. And then for you old folks, come meet your former league MVPs and amazing starting five.
Cy Young contenders and undefeated or one-loss playoff run team. I'm sure all 9 people are going to love that.
Yeah, I think Joe Creedy's going too. They're really leaning into it.
Sounds all right. Hopefully they paid him a little bit, but Reinsdorf's probably like, I'll give you a cookie.
Oh, and then the best part is they're not doing it at like a major hotel in the city of Chicago. They're doing it at like some random banquet area in the South Side. It's not like it used to be at the Hyatt Regency Chicago, which is River North. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
No. Now
they're doing it at they're doing it at the Ramova Theater.
Where the fuck is that?
It actually looks like it looks pretty cool. It's on Halstead and 35th. It's not too far from the stadium, actually. Right down
so to my point, who wants to go to the South Side for this?
Well, I mean, a lot of people live over there that like the team. That's not a bad area to be. I wouldn't mind going there, but it is weird having it at a theater. Are they going to walk up on the theater and be like, "Hello"? You're going to sit down and pay admittance as a ticket?
I don't know. It used to be like a thing. You'd stay a weekend. You stayed at the same hotel as the players.
Yeah.
You went to like a conference basically for the day. You got to like ask questions to the players and management.
Have you seen hotel prices, Mike? What are we doing?
Have you seen have you seen the prices today? Jerry could never even assume to do this for the 20 people he would have there.
Are you speaking in third person?
No.
You said Jerry would never. You are Jerry, bud.
Oh, God. Well, no, I'm saying he could never do this.
I would never do this.
I have a baseball team, and I sell many, many milkshakes. So many milkshakes, we're going to the World Series of milkshakes. Okay.
Oh, it's a fucking beacon of sadness. It is what it is. We'll see what happens in 7 years when they try again. We're rebuilding again, guys. You can't rebuild if you've never been built. That's what they say.
You know who's building, Vince? You know who's fucking building?
Air It Out on the Taxi Squad podcast. Is that who's building?
Oh, we got an Air It Out. All right.
We got an Air It Out. And hey, I don't know if you noticed this or if you're on YouTube, but the Air It Out number is on the screen the entire time now. If you look right below Mike right there, you'll see call in to Air It Out. 312-725-2107. Call us on Air It Out and air it out. If you like Ohio State and you think I'm being mean, first off, fuck you. Second off, call in. It would be fun. Tell us you air it out. It doesn't need to be about a specific sport. It'll be at this time in the show every time. This one isn't about a specific sport. This is one about one of the hosts on this podcast, and it is not about me. So without further ado.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Let me start it. Okay, from the beginning.
Hey, fellas, this is Richie, long-time listener, first-time caller, long-time thinker that Mike is a sexy piece of ass. I'm calling to take personal issue with a statement that was made during last week's episode. So here's the thing. Riding a mechanical bull at a bar is not lame. I don't care what you say. If there's a bull at a bar, I'm going to ride it. And I realized that the argument last week was, oh, it looks dumb getting flipped off the bull and all that. But here's the thing. I'm an absolute electric factory. So when I ride a bull, I'm not going to get flipped off. Turn that motherfucker to 10. See what happens, because I'm going to ride that thing all night long. But like all that aside, most importantly, the one big takeaway that I want everybody to understand is that the reason that if I'm at a bar and see a mechanical bull, I'm going to ride it is because, and I can't emphasize this enough, I am not a pussy. Thank you very much. I'll hang up and listen.
Mike, your thoughts?
Well, Richard, my dog, thank you for the compliments, first and foremost. Second of all, I encourage you to take on this endeavor. I really do.
Yeah, he did. He did. There was a bull and he did it. That's why he said, I'm not a pussy. Turn it up to 10. Absolute electric factory.
Well,
not a pussy.
Time and place, right? When you're somewhere and it's cold and you're outside, you're not trying to ride a mechanical bull.
Where were you when this happened?
I was at the Buffalo Chip, which is in Cave Creek, Arizona, and it's like an outdoor bull riding establishment. It's a great time. How
cold was it?
It was in the 40s.
It's fine. It's bull riding level.
Yeah, Chicago people, the bull riding weather.
You're coping unbelievably hard right now. I think, personally, again.
How does it make you a pussy if you don't want to get on a fucking mechanical bull after
because
4 vodka sodas? You know what I'm saying?
You're scared. Dude.
I'm not scared.
Yeah, you are.
After you listen. After you turn 31, things start to
fuck
things
you.
Start
You're
to
not
hurt.
even old.
And how embarrassing would it be to try and show up to work the next day to say, "Oh, Mike, how'd you tear your ACL?" "Oh, I rode a mechanical bull."
Yeah.
Richard, I'm just saying. You might be a little off. But you're off in the best ways, my friend.
Allow me to quote this. So here's the thing. Riding a mechanical bull at a bar is not lame. I don't care what you say. If there's a bull at a bar, I'm going to ride it. And I realize that the argument last week was like, oh, looks dumb getting flipped off the bull. But here's the thing. I mean, absolute electric factory. I cannot disagree with that at all.
Are you going to ride the bull, Vince? Are you going to ride the bull?
If it's there,
oh, yeah?
I'm on the bull.
Is this a bet?
No, you have to ride the bull, buddy. You have to make good on what you didn't do. This isn't for me. This is for you.
No, you're calling me out.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Don't go to a bar with mechanical. I don't go to bars with mechanical bulls.
Here we go.
I don't go to bars with mechanical bulls.
Here's the bet. Ready? We go to this joint next time you're in Arizona.
Okay.
We're going to the Buffalo Chip. And we're going to see who rides the bull.
You both, right? We both are if we're going.
All right. That's fair. We'll both ride the bull. We'll see who can stay on longer.
I'm just getting on because you're too much of a baby boy to get on a bull.
Okay, hypothetically, what if it's a real bull?
Fuck
and you got to sign a waiver and shit. No?
Die.
All right.
Real bulls have feet and horns, brother. I'm not getting on a fucking real bull.
But we're so beefy, we'd get on, and it was like that thing's like, holy fuck, I'm home. They'd and like, this is a lot of beef.
Mother?
Oh, fucking Richard.
Yeah. if we're gonna do it, we're both gonna get on it for sure. But thank you for the call, Richard. Much appreciated.
Richard, stop hiding from your feelings. Okay.
I love you, and also turn that motherfucker up to a 10 and see what happens.
Turn it up to 10.
A mantra that I will live with in my life.
I hate to say, I totally forgot we talked about bull riding until he called in. So there you go.
And that's, we say a lot of things on this podcast, but goddamn it, get on that.
And then, I got a whole fucking problem with these subgenres of people who go to these establishments, right? Because it's like, listen, I understand it's the Southwest and I understand you want to be a fucking cowboy, but there's it's like every other asshole wants to look like fucking Rip on Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And walking around at night with aviators, a cowboy hat, and cowboy boots. Listen, Corey, you're not a fucking cowboy. Yeah. All right? You're just not.
He went and got a fucking Stetson and some aviators, and he thinks he's fucking...
all of a sudden, it's like, and I know, once again, I know we live in the desert.
Hey, where'd you grow up? Columbus, Ohio. And you're like, fuck you.
Yeah, right. It's like, dude, fuck you. You're a Buffalo Chip, and you're trying to get some random to be like, oh my God, he looks like Rip. It's like, you're not him, dude. You're
like,
not
he can ride that bull. I can ride him. Like, fuck you, bitch. And maybe it works, honestly. Might have to try.
There was they made a whole fucking song about it, Vince. Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
That's true. Yeah. That was Brooks and Dunn? Toby Keith? No.
That was Big and Rich.
Was it Big and Rich? I knew it was an
Big and Rich. Big and Rich.
Don't be a pussy, ride that bull.
All right. Speaking of riding the
bears,
the bull of a potential riding bears, there's a very Russian thing to do. You ride bear.
Yeah.
And then you get in UFC ring.
Yeah,
the Bears finally did it, and they made the obvious choice of a hire and didn't step outside of the framework of what the world was telling them to do now for the past 2 seasons. And why it took this fucking long is beside me. But it may just seem like, and we're going to let the proof be the pudding, because we've gotten excited before.
We're excited.
The Bears hire Ben Johnson as their head coach.
Allow me to be cautiously excited. Allow me to be.
All right. Do you have a sound for that? Do you have like a
let's do
sad little party
maybe like
favor?
A sad little like. That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
Not like, we're not talking about fucking.
Not claps.
We're not doing all the confetti and shit. Okay. No. We're just doing a little bit of a. Okay. They did something good. They did. Never in my life and never in yours have we been in a situation. We've hired a lot of coaches. That's for sure. We've had a situation where it's like.
Too many to count.
This is the coaching carousel. This is the number one guy. Let's go get the number one guy. That's never happened in Bears history. The number one guy going into this coaching carousel was Ben Johnson. Supposedly everybody wanted him. Tom Brady wanted him. Like, everybody wanted him. The Jaguars.
He was number one on everybody's priority list.
And the Bears got him for the first time in the history of the franchise.
And might I say, he kind of looks like a more Kirk Cousins versions of Kirk Cousins.
He's like Kirk Cousins, his wife grow a beard.
Yeah, like he definitely really looks like he shops at Kohl's. If that
Do you know
makes
how
sense.
old he is?
39.
Ooh, close. 38.
I love that.
I do too.
That's fantastic. You get a young guy in here.
Sean McVay.
Ooh.
I think same age or 1 year off of when LaFleur got hired. I like him going with a younger guy. I like that it's not Mike McCarthy. I like that it's not Brian Flores. I like all of this stuff. He comes in. He seems to have command of a room. Lions fans are so pissed. I don't know if you saw this. You seeing Lions fans?
Lions fans have come out of the dirt and have gone to 2 playoff games in a row.
Yeah. I get it. I'm with them. Why the fuck are they fighting battles online for the fucking Detroit Lions? That's like fighting battles online for the White Sox, Mike. They've been shit, and now they're good, and now they're excited, and now they're out making fights. I'm with it. If your team sucks and they're not trying, then why the fuck should you?
I completely see where you're coming from.
It's the White Sox.
It's kind of the White Sox, but it's also kind of the Bears, because they were horrible for 30 years. They didn't make it to a playoff game with Stafford. They had a guy. They basically ruined him. He goes, they trade the fucking house for Stafford in LA after Kroenke moves him out of St. Louis. And then he goes on and wins a championship. And then the Lions get all this capital, and they've gone to an NFC championship a year ago. And now they were very, very close in a divisional round and lost to a very good young quarterback. And then on top of it, they lose 2 of their top coordinators. So
they lose their 2 coordinators. Really? That's what they did.
Well, and Dan Campbell, I do believe, I have faith in, will figure it out. He's a good coach.
I agree.
And he will hire people that can fill the spots. But you look at Ben Johnson, he turned around Jared Goff's career single-handedly.
Yeah.
Granted, they had talent, but it was a lot of young talent. And that's why I believe the Bears are probably going to move off of just like Keenan. I could see being gone. I could see Keenan Allen being out the door.
I think he is too.
I could also see DJ Moore potentially in a trade.
No shot.
I don't think he's a good locker room guy.
I think he will be if someone fucking essentially forces him to be. I don't think Eberflus had soup to fucking nuts as far as like leadership. I don't think he had it. Yeah, I think he went in there and he was like, okay, guys, like, let's all rah-rah together. I think Ben Johnson's going to be like, all right, motherfuckers, this is how we're doing. Do you want to be good? All right, this is how we're going to do it. That's how I foresee him.
Well, I listened to some of the press conference. He said a huge reason why he's in Chicago is because of Caleb Williams. And that just makes me believe, you could have had this guy last year. Fun.
Well, why didn't he take a job last year?
Because the Bears didn't fire Matt Eberflus until this year.
Very, very well possible. Very well possible.
Everybody was saying last year he wouldn't get on the flight to go to Washington because he had one job in mind. And once he figured out they weren't firing the head coach.
He probably is like, it would have been cool, though. Would have been cool. And
to think Caleb's like, man, I could have had a whole fucking year with this guy.
Well, no,
and now he's got to restart.
Was like, it would have been cool to be in Washington, given how they're playing.
Well, sure. And then again, I mean, what also would have been cool if we would have had, a full-blown opportunity to build a team with a young quarterback and fully hit the restart button.
It is nice though that Caleb knows what bad is, so he knows what good is.
Hey, Brightside, Mr. Brightside. I watched the clips of his interview and his statement of, I would like to give a PSA to every player on this team. And he said, get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I am going to be that guy.
Should be. Also,
and I'm like,
Dan Campbell, I respect Dan Campbell. Kevin O'Connell, good coach. I gotten really used to beating Matt LaFleur twice a year. I'm like, yeah, dude. Come on, come beat him. And the Bears are the only undefeated team in the NFC North this year. So.
Well, what I love is that Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I'm not wrong.
I'm not saying you're wrong. Yeah, we are undefeated in 2025.
We're the only undefeated team this year. That's all I'm saying.
We are the only undefeated team in 2025 in the NFC North. Full facts.
That's just facts.
That's just facts. That's what you got to say. What you got to do. Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown's talking shit to Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, which I think is the spark of a new rivalry, and I'm all for it.
Yep. Yeah, on the pod, too, when Caleb was like, I want him. He's like, you're not going to get him. And then they got him. To go back to the Lions fan thing, too, I get it. I get that you're mad that they lost, and you're like, oh, he gave up on the team to go to the Bears. He took the job too quickly. This is what happens when coaches get hired, unfortunately. I get why you're angry, but like Jared Goff throwing fucking 3 interceptions is not Ben Johnson's fault. Like it just isn't. It was just bad. It was bad the way it all went out. But like, yeah, man, I'm taking a head coaching job if that's offered to me. A little bit surprised he took the Bears job because I thought it was a bigger dumpster fire than I thought. And now we may pair Ben Johnson up with one of the most forgettable head coaches in the NFL last year, Dennis Allen.
As D coordinator, right?
Yes.
I like the shit out of
I
that.
like it. I like it too. He's a good defensive coordinator. I like it.
He built some pretty mean defenses under Sean Payton that were like, we're about to take it to the ship roll. And not only that, he can be like the head coach of the defense.
Yeah.
It's like, you worry about defense, I'll worry about offense. Let's go win a Super Bowl.
And he's motivated because he's like, I want to get back in the head coaching realm. Like, I don't think I got a good shake of it. It's like, great. Well, then prove yourself on this defense. And he's an older guy. Like, he worked with good coaches in the past. Like, he can kind of be like a, hey, Ben, I see this. Like, what's up? Like, that kind of shit. Like, I think we need that. Because he is young, and he's going to have to command this whole fucking team. I think it's good to have an older guy that's been around a little bit.
I agree. It's good to have an older D coordinator that is focused on getting after the football and getting after opposing QBs and really making the most of the situation at hand. To your point, the Bears are seemingly in business. Let's go put it on the field now.
Let's go
my biggest
draft
question
some
is,
offensive linemen.
okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Who are they going to bring in as an offensive line coach? That's who I'm very curious to know about because I've heard some rumblings. But I need a guy that's going to be a bad dude. Like a good dude, but a bad dude. That makes sense.
Turn them into some murderers out there. Protect the paint. Hank Fraley, the Lions O-line coach, there was rumblings initially because we're using rumblings today for some reason. There's rumblings initially that
a lot of rumbling.
There's a lot of rumbling outside. He was going to be the new OC. That was the conversation. It's like Hank Fraley coming in, going to be the OC. Ben Johnson made it clear that he's not trying to decimate Dan Campbell's whole fucking system. Also, of note, Aaron Glenn, defense coordinator for the Lions, is now the head coach of the Jets. So Campbell lost both of his coordinators. But yeah, we'll see because Ben Johnson's probably going to call plays.
Ben Johnson is 1,000% calling plays.
Yeah.
Whoever he brought in as his OC is just simply like a glorified position coach.
Yeah, he's a Padawan. That's all that's going to be.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm curious to know who that position hire is going to be. And then Aaron Glenn going to the Jets. He's going to poach some people as well. So Dan Campbell's got some work ahead of him to get that team back on the straight and narrow. Yeah,
man. And that was a pretty brutal game. Exciting. I don't know if you watched all of it, but that was exciting as shit, but brutal.
It was really bad there at the end. I had to get going to dinner, and I just saw they went up by 10 points, and I was like, all right, well.
That's that on that, huh?
We got dinner resis. I'm going to let this one go, and hopefully, just hopefully, we'll see the light. I was rooting for him. I really wanted him.
I wanted him to win, too. My dream book Super Bowl was Buffalo and Detroit.
Yeah, our Super Bowl picks are shot.
Well, sort of.
One of mine is not shot.
Same, but I don't think either of us took, and let me pull it up to be sure, but I don't think either of us took. I think we both took the Ravens.
I had an all-birds Super Bowl, which did not occur.
I had all birds. You had Ravens, Lions.
Dang.
So you're dead. I had
dead in the water.
We both had Ravens, Lions. Fuck.
Dang, we're terrible. We're bad at this game.
I said the Lions.
Although nobody's truly good at this game.
That's the point of doing way too early, halfway through the year picks.
Oh, yeah.
To give people. So we both had the AFC Championship as the Chiefs Ravens, which is wrong now. We both had the NFC Championship, or I had the NFC Championship as the Lions and the Eagles. You had the 49ers and the Lions.
I thought the 49ers were going to take the comeback of the century.
We're going to turn it around.
Didn't happen.
Yeah, a lot of people did. It just didn't happen. So we both had Lions, Ravens. You took the Lions to win it all. I took the Ravens to win it all. And neither of us are right. And that's the reason that we do this. Because we're dumb and you're dumb. We talk about sports and stupid stuff. They're probably wrong and nobody's
right. None of these analysts pick it right.
Who wants to see us be right?
Yeah, and who wants to see anybody be right in the first place? You listen to things because you want parody. And we bring the parody.
Parody party, bud.
Boo. Parody party, not the boom. All right, let's talk about these divisional round games.
Yeah. Texans, Chiefs. A lot of back and forth. Pretty close at the end.
I'm so sick of them.
I know. It was egregious roughing the passer call.
Calls, plural.
For sure. Calls, yes. 100%. 100%. I've been saying this all week to everybody that asked me. Bullshit calls. They need to fix it. Not the reason the Texans lost that game. But two things can be true. Not the reason. They can
change momentum, though. That's the thing. I mean, getting a call and not getting a call can completely change the momentum of a game.
If you're a Super Bowl team, you have to find a better way to fucking do that.
I understand, but Patrick Mahomes getting breathed on and then getting a roughing the passer is not okay. And I mean, Tom Brady, it's the most.
2 calls. More than anything in this game. One of them, too, he tried to get the call by like flopping out of bounds like a soccer player. I love Josh Allen. He fucking does that shit too. It's not like it really shouldn't happen the way. And like Lamar like does get late hit a lot. And then they never call it on him. I don't know what the process of doing that is. But if you're the Texans and you're in the fourth quarter and you're 1 score away and you have to punt the ball 3 times, you have to figure out how to move the ball. The Chiefs defense is playing on a whole different level. You have to figure out how to move the ball if you're going to win. You just got to do it.
I agree. You really do. I do believe that Andy Reid may have one of the best defensive systems as this is defense and offense put together.
That's Stevie Spags, dude. Yeah.
Trust. Spagnuolo just gets it. He knows how to prepare well. He's been doing it for years. And he basically just took Nico Collins and Stroud out of the game.
Yeah.
Took everything they do good away from them. And there was a couple pretty close plays there. A missed field goal that would have put them within 7.
Yeah,
it was close.
Yeah.
It was bad. Playing in KC is one of the most difficult things to do in the NFL.
Well, and also
so we can agree.
Like the Texans outgained them by 100 in the game. Like they went up and down the field more than them, but when shit counts, when it's like, are we going to put points on the board? Like CJ Stroud threw 245 yards, no tutties. Joe Mixon, 1 rushing touchdown, 88 yards on the ground. Stroud threw for more than Mahomes did. Mixon ran for more than Hunt did. Travis Kelce had a fucking game for sure, which they need. The Chiefs know how to fucking win ball games, dude.
They really do.
They just got that. Like when the rubber hits the road, it's like, all right, we're going to win it. Like regardless of the penalties, it's like they figured out how to stop them when time fucking mattered. That's what happened.
Well, that is usually the surmise of most of these teams, or the demise of most of these teams.
Yeah.
That they're on the bubble, and the Texans have been on the bubble now for the past 2 years.
Yep.
So that just means they're improving, and they'll be there. I mean, this Mahomes train can't last forever, and I really hope it ends.
Part of me feels like it can, but speaking of, the Bills are playing them on Sunday because they beat the Ravens.
Not to, I mean, it was a close game.
Yeah.
Mark Andrews, man, fumbles. But just the Ravens in general turn the ball over 4 times, and you can't do that if you're going to win a game.
Lamar had an interception and a fumble, I want to say. Mark Andrews gets a fumble as well. And the missed catch at the end to go for 2 to tie the game. Not a great throw.
And the almost scoop score that turned into a score on defense. I mean, it's just not how you win playoff games. And for whatever reason, the Ravens can't finish in the playoffs.
This is two teams that have a hard time finishing in the playoffs. And it was a battle of who's going to fuck it up more. Which is
Mark Andrews to tie the game.
Yeah.
After an interception by Josh Allen. You thought the game, okay, here we go. We got a tie football game.
He didn't throw an INT.
OT. I thought that's what it was. I thought the ball got tipped in the air and it was a pick.
I don't think it was an INT. It might have been a fumble because he didn't get statistically added INT. But even so, it was a turnover. Yeah,
turnover on downs, and they run down the field, score a touchdown. Mark Andrews up next, and ball. He was wide open. Ball hit him right in the hands. Couldn't.
Not a great throw. Not a great throw. It was at his knees, but still,
it was in a spot he could only catch it on purpose.
Andrews, you're catching that ball. You have to catch that ball. Buffalo Bills fans donated $60,000 to Mark Andrews' charity to say thank you for missing that ball.
Well, I guess it's like that.
That's the best way to talk shit ever, is to be like, hey, it's great. You could be a dickhead online, or you could donate a lot of money to a matter that matters to him. Like, if you're going to be an asshole, that's the best way to be an asshole. But more than anything, it's like Josh Allen had a bad game for all intents and purposes. James Cook didn't have a great game. Keon Coleman seemingly wasn't anywhere to be found. And they still figured out how to win. So maybe this is the Bills know how to win these tough games now. And heaven knows that's going to be them versus KC. So good on you, kids.
One team that will not be moving on in the playoffs, as we alluded to, considering their offensive coordinator is now our head coach, is the Lions playing the Commanders. This game, as I stated, I saw the outcome basically. I saw the writing on the wall.
Couldn't believe it.
For a minute, I was like, I can't believe it either. But then in another sense, I was like, this Jaden Daniels is really good at fucking football.
He's fucking good, man. He just is.
And Dan Quinn's got a really good eye for talent, and Cliff Kingsbury knows how to put an offense together, and they are really rolling. They really complement each other out there in Washington, and they're going to give the Eagles a run for their money. It's kind of crazy to think that two division foes are meeting each other in that NFC Championship game. It's bananas. It's really crazy.
This is in a year where the Cowboys are horrible and the Giants are worse, and two NFC East teams are going to the championship. It feels like the 1980s.
It really does.
Jaden Daniels is a very good quarterback. What we're always going to hear, obviously, as Bears fans, is like, shut the fuck up. You guys are regretting the Caleb thing. I don't even want to talk about that. Fuck you guys. He's allowed to be good, separate. You want to know who we should have taken? Patrick Mahomes. It is what it is. There's always going to be a fucking thing forever. For me, though, the Lions played well outside of 5 plays. Like, it was a good contest. Like, Jaden Daniels made a couple mistakes. There was a couple, Lions plays that were pretty crazy and good. But it seemed like the Commanders just couldn't stop scoring. Like, every time they got the ball, it was like, we're just going to go down the field and score. They scored 28 in the second quarter. And it was it was just everything.
To give you an idea, the Lions missing 6 starters on defense is not helping anything for their cause.
Yes.
And they got a couple of them back, but at the end of the day, they're not fully healthy. They're playing for a playoff spot. And when you truly identify this game, it is 100% that of a very beat up Lions team playing a very now hot and healthy Commanders team, and a quarterback that just somehow just pulls shit out of thin air.
I heard today,
and creates plays out of nothing.
I forgot who I was listening to, but they were like, Jaden Daniels doesn't even know what he doesn't know. He's just playing fucking football. He doesn't have think about it. Jared Goff has all of the pressure right now. He got traded to the Lions. He's the quarterback, went to the Super Bowl, didn't win. He's supposed to be the Lions savior. Ben Johnson's probably leaving. Like, he needs to win with them. The Lions are leaning on him. Jaden Daniels is like, what's up? No one fucking expected us to be here. I'm just going to go ball. Like, as far as pressure is concerned, like, Jared Goff had all of it and Jaden Daniels had none of it.
Jared Goff was getting his head kicked in, and I feel like the pressure kind of came in on him a little bit.
Where did this D-line come from? They just got really good.
Well, the D-line's been good, and they had a really good game plan, and I believe that that's why Dan Quinn's Dan Quinn. He's been in the league a long time, and he can plan for a offense that's seemingly one-dimensional. If you take away their run game and they go one-dimensional, which did in fact happen, David Montgomery came back. They kind of like, I feel like it would have been a better statement to just leave Jahmyr Gibbs in and do what he does.
Yeah. I mean, he played well when he got the ball. He had 14 carries and 105 with 2 TDs.
I don't necessarily believe, though, this whole, he didn't know what he didn't know. It sounded like an old greaseball. It's like a very old greaseball saying to say.
I mean, like, if you're coming
Hey, kid, know what you don't know.
I know. He's played in big games before. That isn't what I'm saying. It's just more like all of the cards are stacked against Jared Goff at this point. It's like he needs to do so many things. Jaden Daniels, if they lost this game, pretty sick that they made it this far this year. No one expected. To not have that pressure to be like, I have to win right now, like, has to be way better than like, listen, the Lions are good. They have to win sometime in the next couple. People still don't believe in Jared Goff being the guy. Like,
the Lions are in an interesting predicament.
What do you think the Jared Goff conversation is the next year now?
Just depends if they continue their momentum as being.
Is he a regular season merchant now? Is he just?
I don't think he's Sam Darnold, but I don't think he's the best starting quarterback in the NFC North anymore.
Comparing them. Stop comparing them. They're not the same.
Once again, I don't believe he's going to be what he was with Ben Johnson. Now, the one comparison you could draw is like, for example, last year, the Eagles lost all their coordinators and had a really rough year. Yeah. And granted, they had some injuries. They also had no running game. So what do? They go out, they get a running back, they get some good new offensive minds in the building, and now they're competing to play in a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things here that you could point to and say, well, a lot of it is coaching. A lot of it is also the talent you add with the coaching. So
it sucks, but where do people point the blame? I don't want to do it because
usually the quarterback.
Especially in a game where you throw 3 interceptions.
Yeah, you can't throw 3 picks, man. You can't throw 3 picks in this league. You really cannot.
Not in the divisional playoff round. You can't do that.
No.
If you want to be taken seriously, you got to, like, I know the Commanders' defense is good this year, but it's not like they were fucking world beaters all year.
No shot.
You can't do that.
They were not world beaters all year to save much of anything. They just got hot in the playoffs. They're like the early 2010, or you could just say the 2010 Packers, where they just came in on a wild card and surprised everybody and went to a Super Bowl. Do I believe that's going to be the case?
14 wins.
Well, do I believe that's going to be the case? No.
Yeah.
Right. But man, is Jaden Daniels quite interesting. And Terry McLaurin's very good at football. I don't know if they're going to have the horses to beat the Eagles. We'll get into it. But speaking of the Eagles, they pulled out a dub at home. And this was looking like
I thought the Rams were going to win this.
And then Saquon Barkley, there was a clip that I thought was hard as fuck. He looked at Jalen Hurts after Jalen Hurts kind of like hyperextended his knee on a sack.
Yeah.
And he was like, give me the fucking ball. I got this shit.
Somebody quoted it and he said, watch this, which he didn't. But he definitely said something to him saying like, give it to me. Or like, I'm going to do this shit. And he did. I mean,
give me the ball. I got this shit. Like, let's rock.
Jalen Hurts is good, not great. We know this. But, like, put him in a situation he could play well. He did well. He played well in the Super Bowl. He wasn't the reason they lost the Super Bowl. The Eagles with Saquon Barkley. is what the Ravens with Derrick Henry should have been. Honestly, like it's slippery, it's snowing. Stafford knows how to play in the fucking snow. Stafford had a game. Stafford was balling his ass off. He's so good when the lights get bright. It's great. Saquon Barkley won in this game. He won in this game. Also, the Eagles defensive line. Actually, the Georgia defensive line is so fucking mean, dude. Jalen Carter's so good.
Nasty.
So good. I don't even care if he got into a double homicide or whatever in that car crash. He's a beast.
Hey, Kirby Smart just says, hey, the boys like to drink their beer and drive their car.
Yeah, it's fine as long as we lose to Notre Dame in the playoffs.
I guess he got his, but I will say, is Matthew Stafford that great when the lights are bright, considering he's sitting on his couch now and probably on his way to Cabo?
He is good.
I mean, I'm not saying he's bad. He's good. He won a Super Bowl, yeah, but
I mean, what? He's top 3 in the NFL
today?
No, as lights are bright.
He's a comeback winner. There's no
when
doubt
are the
about
lights the brightest, Mike?
Usually in the playoffs.
In the Super Bowl, some would argue.
Well, he did will them back against the very shitty defense Cincinnati had that year.
And how many quarterbacks in the NFL have won a Super Bowl?
What, 50? What are we at now? 52?
Right now. In the game right now.
Oh.
Playing in the NFL.
We got Patrick Mahomes. No, we got Patrick Mahomes. We got Matt Stafford. Jared Goff lost his. And then there's somebody else.
Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so you got 3.
I can't think of another one.
I can't think of another one either.
We can do this thought like Tua, no. Drake Bay, no. Chiefs, yeah. Herbert, no. Knicks, no. Raiders, whoever the fuck plays, Flacco's not playing right now. Russell Wilson.
Oh, Flacco. No, Flacco's technically playing. He started a game. So Flacco, Russell. So
Russie.
Now we're at 4.
Stroud, no. Jaguars, no. Unless they have Big Dick Nick. Titans, no. Other side, Cowboys, Dak, no. Tommy DeVito, no. Stafford, yes. Seahawks, Geno Smith, no. Kyler, no. Purdy, no. 1-1. Darnold, no. Love, no. Williams, no. Baker Mayfield, no.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Not on a team.
Yes, he is.
What team?
He's a backup. I thought he was a backup on.
I don't know
if
he is. He was on the Raiders for a while. He's on the Rams. But
I
also,
swear to God,
Garoppolo didn't win one either.
Well, he did with the Patriots. He was just a backup.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Are we talking starters or what are we talking?
Oh, okay. Yeah, Mike.
I understand that guys who are old as Matthew Stafford are probably one of the best veterans in all the game. It's unfortunate the Rams couldn't win this game. It would have been a hell of a Cinderella, but the Eagles are really good. And Saquon Barkley
I'm fine with it. Team. I like the Eagles. I think this is fun. I want them to make the Super Bowl and not win it. That's what I'm looking for here.
Well, on the opposite side, it's like probably the Chiefs are going to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Which, if the Chiefs do, I want the Eagles to win. That's kind of my thought.
Well, let's get our picks in then.
Yeah.
Without further ado, it's the NFC Championship game.
Commanders, Eagles, 2 p.m. Sunday. Jalen, Saquon, Jaden, Terry, Dan Quinn. Does he go to Super Bowl and then lose it by being up 28-3 in the first half? Who knows? What do you think?
That is true. I'm going to take the Eagles here.
Me too.
They're at
they
home.
Have to, right?
I think the weather's going to be shitty. I feel like it's going to be similar than the game last week. It's going to be right around there. Should be interesting.
I think a lot of the team has tasted it. A lot of the team has been there and didn't win it. And they're like, for fuck's sake, like, we're going to do it. And we have a bell cow dog in the backfield now.
If they don't go to the Super Bowl after resting him the last week and a half, that's a problem for me. Considering Vic Fangio's a defensive coordinator, and now you have a running game that's legit, and all these guys that are real against a rookie QB, I think Vic Fangio is going to put together a hell of a game plan.
I do too, but I don't think resting him is an issue.
I'm just saying he should be fresh. Half of the reason you won that game on Sunday is because he was fresh.
205 and 2 touchdowns says he's fresh.
That boy is fresh to death. So I want the Eagles. Give me the birds. All birds.
And then the young, beautiful husband of Haley Steinfeld versus Brittany Mahomes.
Vince, did you take the birds
Eagles,
as well?
All day. Yeah, come on.
Okay. So not much parity here.
No. I don't think we're going to have parity here unless okay. I'm picking off a heart. I'm not picking off a brain in this game.
All right.
Because my brain says the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win this fucking game.
That's where my brain's going.
But my heart says, God damn it. Like, rebuild year for the Bills. They still make it this far. Stephon Diggs is no longer a distraction. Josh Allen could throw the ball wherever. He's learned how to beat them. But I did say something like 8 weeks ago that I feel like needs to be repeated. You don't beat the Chiefs 2 times in a season. You don't do it. You can't do it.
So what are you picking, Vince?
I'm taking the Bills because I want them to win. But I don't think they're gonna.
All right.
The Chiefs are gonna
for the sake
win. Dude, they're gonna win, dude. Fuck.
I really want Josh Allen to make it to a Super Bowl. I really
want the Bills
do.
to win one. I want all of this to happen.
They're so due in the course of time, considering what they went through with Jim Kelly being close for like 3 years in a row, and then almost making it, not making it, losing to the Giants. Just horrific. Michael Jackson was one of the, he was actually one of the halftime performances.
Yeah.
They're so due. They're so due.
And then the other side is fucking Tom Brady too, bro.
And that's where I'm at with it. So it's like, were you betting against Tom Brady in his last Super Bowl run where he beat the Chiefs at home?
No.
Probably not. Is Josh Allen Tom Brady? No. I'm just gonna pick the Chiefs. I'm using my brain.
You have to. You're smarter because of it. I'll put it this way. I'm taking the Bills off a heart, but God damn it, I might bet on the Chiefs.
Well, and that's my whole position at this stage of the game because I really want Buffalo to win as well. I just don't see a path for it. No. And I think we're going to have a rematch of the Super Bowl that we had 3 years ago or 2 years ago. It's going to be Eagles, Chiefs, and here we go.
And the three-peat is upon us.
If they three-peat, I don't know what I'll do.
Let's just say I hope I'm right and you hope I'm right, but you're probably right, and I'm going to live to regret it.
Let's see. Unless there's a Commies Bills Super Bowl, which would be the most insane fucking thing of all time.
Don't let the Commanders go. I don't want Jaden Daniels to be the first rookie quarterback to go to a Super Bowl. I don't want that. In the year of Caleb Williams, if the second overall draft pick is the first one to ever go to a Super Bowl, please, like, for the love of fucking Christ, don't make us deal with that too.
Don't you put that evil on me.
You can't. At some point, it's got to give, dude.
Something does, in fact, have to give. I'm definitely trying to make heads or tails of this. So, those are our picks, man.
Those are our picks.
Vince, it's always fun to do this from the road when we have to, And I didn't remember good camera this week, so I'm a little. Okay. I feel like I'm in 1080p and you're in 4K.
No, you're in like 480p and I'm in 1080.
Yeah. So once again, I stated it earlier pod. I mean, the sound quality will be great, but boy, oh boy, am I gonna.
No, you look
like
fine.
It's shot in 1988. Either way, it's been a fun pod. Thank you so much for joining us as you do every week. Thank you so much for the engagement on the socials. That's a new one for us. And regardless if you were kind or you weren't kind, you could be on our naughty list. And if you would like to,
F you.
I'm cool.
Oh, fuck you.
Don't,
That's what that stands for.
don't forget, we do have a number on this podcast. If you've made it this far at 312-725-2107.
Yeah.
Be sure you call in and air it out. Tell us all your thoughts and deepest regrets about maybe some sports betting, maybe some action you put on something that you didn't want to. Maybe you bet the Texans at Circa and you thought they were going to pull it out and they didn't. And you maybe had a gut that the commies would do it, but you felt so passionate about the Lions that game and you didn't do it. That guy's name was Mike.
Maybe you found a fucking bull riding and you realize that Mike is a fucking little bitch, dude, for not getting on that bull rider.
That is yet to be seen, okay? But either way, we have a phone number. Call it in and give us your thoughts after you, of course, listen to an episode or 2 or 3. Of course, please follow on wherever you get your podcasts, or if you're on YouTube, just be sure to know that exclusive content is there 24/7. Be sure to follow on the socials. We're on IG, the TikTok, while it still remains alive, and also Facebook. I mean, I share it with your dad at that point, but you never know. And then, of course, it's the year of the nieces and the nephews. So if you have a niece or a nephew, you're a fun uncle, and the kid is of age to hear two idiots talk about sports. Please share it with them. It could be something you both enjoy together. And then, as always, we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Talking Tales with Mike and Vince. Oh, you know, jazzy beats while we dispense. Yeah, you know.